As children, many of us experience fairies, whether through fairy tales, art books, enchanting experiences, or the whispers of fairies in our dreams or waking realities. As we grow up, this magic can fade for many of us. But what if fairies and magic are indeed very real, and all we need to do to reconnect with these enchanting realms is open our hearts and our minds? What if believing is seeing, rather than the other way around? Chances are, if you're listening to this audiobook, you have a deep desire or yearning to hear the whispers of the fairies in your daily life, a desire to bring those beautiful childhood memories into adulthood, a yearning to remember that magic does indeed exist, and fairies are just as much a part of this world as we are. This audiobook contains 111 ways to connect with the fairies through magical practices, including rituals, spells, meditations, incantations, visualizations, and more. Ranging from the most simple to the complex, my wish is that you will use these practices to forge your own connection with the fairies in the best possible way for you, for the fairies, and of course, for our beautiful planet. When working or playing with fairies, there are no absolute rules, as everything in the fairy world is inside out, upside down, back to front, betwixt and between, and topsy-turvy. If there's one thing you can be sure about, though, it's that you should always expect the unexpected. The most important advice I can give you is to always be respectful. Show your love and passion for nature. Follow your heart and stay true. The fairy path is not for everyone. It requires an open mind and an open heart, and a sense of magic and wonder. My name is Karen Kay, and I have been hearing the whisperings of the fairies since I was a young child. It all started in my grandmother's garden. She was an avid gardener who loved roses. The beautiful, wild and natural fragrance of those flowers stays with me to this day, along with those magical childhood memories. As a little girl, I would gather up the fallen petals as my grandmother pruned her roses. I would place them into a bowl, add some water, crush the petals, and voila! I had made perfume for the flower fairies. It was in reality rosewater. However, to my innocent heart, it was perfume, and I knew that the fairies would love it. I would leave this fairy perfume out overnight in the tiny liminal space between two garages. Then I would check on it the following day, and it would always be gone. I knew the fairies had taken it, and that they appreciated my innocent gift. I would also perceive fairies as tiny points of vibrant light, usually out of the corner of my eye. These fairy lights would appear in many different colours and would dart around, as if piercing through from the fairy realm into this human realm. I still see these magical fairy lights today. I am often asked, how can I see or connect with fairies? And now feels like the right time to share some of the secrets. I share from personal experience. Some of my suggestions may differ from those given in other writings about fairies. All I can say is that I share what is true for me, having worked and played with fairies for more than 50 years. Fairies are guardians of nature. They are here to oversee and nurture the flowers, plants, trees, rocks, and crystals. Every living thing in nature has a fairy being close by, protecting it and encouraging it to grow. A beautiful bonus of connecting with fairies is that they are magical. They can shapeshift and literally manifest miracles. We must never expect this, though, and when we wish, which the fairies are happy for us to do, it must always be from our heart and for the highest good of all.